I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Now, listening to this audio make me remember some video I saw like a few months back of Monique and Katt Williams advising Shannon.
Come on, they talk to us. How this dating thing? Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say. Mo,
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Dang.
When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared to yes, I'm talking. And I know an old gal, she'll be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when you know somebody named Elladora, she's old school. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Elladora told me to tell you. She said, I think he like red velvet.
Oh, I do.
I say, Miss Elladora, if he do like that, she said, you let him know I got something for him.
Yeah, I like
and she
red
don't
velvet.
have no teeth. Come on, pick your glass up and clack it for me. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. Okay?
Want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth.
As y'all can see in the video, you can see, both Katt Williams and Monique were like advising Shannon about this white woman and telling him to be careful and all this shit. And one thing you gotta understand is when you're down, people are gonna kick you. There are people waiting to sue you. There are people waiting to take advantage of that opportunity. People like Whitlock, for example. Let's watch the video.
The New York Post published a story today about this Michelle Bundy, one of Shannon Sharpe's ex-girlfriends, who has been saying for years that he attacked her, strangled her, threatened her, the horrifying, all this other stuff. Story about her. Front Office Sports yesterday reported the story that I have been telling you about, that when Shannon Sharpe was at FS1, Freak Sports 1, and during the time that I was there, Front Office Sports has reported the story about the young, I believe the woman was 24, 25-ish, white girl that my understanding, she was involved in a consensual relationship with Shannon Sharpe. This is my understanding. I was there at the time, heard this story in real time. It was the talk all throughout FS1. Shannon Sharpe and the production assistant that claimed Shannon Sharpe strangled her inside the Fox Sports studios, not the actual show studios, but in the building, the work area. And eventually, I think they moved this woman away from that show and gave her a different job. But everybody at FS1 knew this story. Front Office Sports, and so this had to be 2018, 2019. Everybody talking about this story. Front Office Sports is reporting that Fox Sports and Shannon Sharpe reached a financial settlement with this young woman. Similar claims as the current woman. There's a pattern here. And so when you're looking at Shannon Sharpe and what's going on with he and ESPN and why he's trying to negotiate his way out, he doesn't want to quit. He wants ESPN to have to fire him without cause so that he can get some of that money that ESPN owes him. I imagine they probably signed him to a pretty substantial contract, maybe in the $4 or $5 million range. Who knows? I don't know, per year. And who knows? Maybe it's more than that, because he had great impact on First Take's television ratings, but he was only on there like twice a week. But regardless, Shannon Sharpe wants that money, because if he's going to survive, even in the podcast space, he's going to have to reach a bunch more settlements with potential accusers. What is Tony Busby, the lawyer that represents the woman with the $50 million lawsuit? What's his pattern as it relates to Deshaun Watson, Diddy? He kicks up enough dust and enough controversy that other accusers come out of the woodwork, and they all want settlements. They all want to join the lawsuit. And so Shannon Sharpe needs as much money, cash, as he can get, because he's got some settlements that he needs to put in place so that he can eventually quiet down all the conversation about him and make sure all of his accusers are financially satisfied, so he can then go back to pretending like, oh, it's all a lie and rumor. I'm being extorted here. I did nothing wrong.
And I've said this so many times. I've said, people, when you got money or you've got stability in your life, like Shannon, or let's say you got a good job or a good place to live, you got to be very careful when you're around women. And I'm not talking about just normal women now. If you know you want to be out here slinging it around, talking to OnlyFans girls and all this shit, you need to be really careful. You got to be very, very careful. And I usually say this because I understand, men are always horny when it comes to this sex thing. Some men just slinging around. That's why I say you got to be careful. Shannon has a fault in this situation. I did my digging and I understand she's into bondage. She does this fetish thing, this bondage thing, and all this shit. So listen to that video being manipulated. Oh yeah, you gonna choke me? You don't want to choke me? All this shit. It's a bondage thing. This is a fetish thing. I'm sure they've done it over and over and over again. Because this girl keep claiming, Shannon did this and Shannon did that, but they've been seeing each other for 3 years. This is not a one-time thing. This is a 3 years thing. So obviously he's not doing anything bad to her. That's why she kept going back. And I understand it's going to be this keyboard warriors of women that's just looking for opportunities to pounce on this shit. Like, so many people are pouncing on this shit. This Candy's saying whatever she got to say. There's so many people saying what they got to say. And I'm not saying Shannon don't have a fault in it. I'm sure he did some of those things. I'm sure, he had his own faults and everything. But I'm also sure he didn't do all of those things. Especially this Zuniga girl, whatever the fuck her name is. I'm sure he didn't do most of the things she says. I'm sure they're just sexual things. She just didn't like the way he caught her off. And she's trying to get her lick back and shit. We all know all that shit works. That's why I told her, man, If you're a man and you got stable life or you have your life together, the thing you gotta be careful the most is your dick. Cause that shit could destroy everything you've ever worked for. And the only way that shit is gonna destroy everything you ever worked for is through a woman. Especially if it's a promiscuous one. Because I don't understand. Shannon got all this money. Why do you need a prostitute? Why do you need an OnlyFans girl? That's what I don't understand. You can go to Colombia, you can go to Cuba, you can go to Africa, you can go to Nigeria, you can go to so many countries and find a beautiful, beautiful woman. You don't have to marry her. Just, be girlfriend at least. Why you gotta buy a prostitute? She wants 25K for one chick. Like how? How? So that's why I say a lot of men build an empire and still destroy that empire by themselves. Because Shannon has no business dealing with prostitutes. I'm sure there's so many women that's willing to date Shannon, even if he's 54, 52, whatever the age is. So part of it is his fault, and we also know it's false allegation and all these things. But at the end of the day, as a man, you gotta be careful who you lay with. I've said that so many times. You gotta be really careful who you lay with. And this is part of that. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. I'm out.